And this is the effects of the attention economy on news and news outlets. You're scrolling through the fluorescent lights of your phone. It's midnight. It's real late. And you're seeing funny videos of cats, modern trends, and weird AI videos on your short form content, but you're also seeing news and current events. This is a long development starting from about the 1980s of about how news has always felt uh, adapted and developed through entertainment and the media, or something called the attention economy. To start, I've supplemented some of my knowledge from about 1980 to now, mainly focusing on 1980's development of the 24-hour news cycle, the 2016 election, and pandemic news to modern news, or about 2020 to 2025. To start, Herbert A. Simon coined the term attention economy. Now, what does this mean? The attention economy is basically scarcity is no longer derived from the information itself, but who is watching the information. Putting it a little bit more simply, people don't make the money from putting the information out there. They make the money by how many people keep watching the information day by day. This eventually shifted in 1980 by the Central News Network to the development of the 24-hour system compared to the 1 hour or hourly system, I'd call it. The hourly system was from a scheduled broadcast from, you could say, 5 to 6 that would go day by day. Instead, to help develop from their competition and to get more eyes on them throughout the day, they developed the 24-hour news system in which news would be constantly updated throughout the entire day nonstop. Now, this shifted from heavy information pieces to things like opinion pieces on live air, panels on live air, uh, to modern live updates rather than going back and talking about the previous day's news, which was more common in the hourly system. Now, the 24-hour news system changed the game because it shifted reporters' focus that we can see from stuff like Kasim Raza's journalist perspective on the 24-hour news cycle. It shifted their focus on about what was right to how fast can I bring this out so we can keep the information and how we can make the people who own our channel happy. This shifted from while we get our news quicker, it might not always be correct because we haven't had time to correct it. It has shifted the pace entirely of how news is given to us. Now, it still has evolved, but I think the next major stopping point occurs in 2016. The 2016 election was a very heated election. This can be seen from uh, Thomas Patterson's, who is president of the Harvard Kennedy School, how he says that the toxicity and about how the negativity of the news kept people engaged, but also worsened people's relation with the news. I would say it's more of a development of how drama and reality TV shows evolved over time. With During the 2016 election, there was a heavy focus on stuff like scandals, on stuff like horse race, which is a very divisive and keeps people engaged, but isn't stuff like the average policy provisions. And in fact, in that year, the policy was overshadowed by scandal coverage and by, of course, horse race coverage. Horse race coverage was about 50%, but scandal coverage was about 17%, which overshadowed the 16% about policy provisions, which is about what the main candidates are actually arguing about. It changed how we interact with the news to be almost entertainment itself. It eroded trust in the political leaders and undermines the confidence of government and policy. We can look at the Politico, but we can see how people interacted with this was very positive to networks. Fox News averaged about 2.43 million viewers, and CNN averaged about 1.25 million viewers. Those averages kept people watching. It kept the attention economy flowing. But we can see as still has time developed after that, news has changed even further to develop into short form content. And around 2020, TikTok was developed. This was eventually a buyback from Musically, which was people sharing videos with them dancing with music over it, but eventually transformed into TikTok, which was a vertical video sharing platform that was also usually paired with music, but eventually it developed into this huge hit in which people would post all of their content on it. This short form content ranges from about 3 seconds to 3 minutes, cutting off that content before you'd usually have to watch to a news channel. So the news changed to the attention economy. It developed and pushed onto these short form content apps, and now you can see news mixed in with things like their TikTok or their Instagram Reels, um, or YouTube Shorts. In 2023, around 50% of adults now take some of their take some of their news from short form content platforms, or specifically TikTok. This was in Emily Thomas and Kanarita Matza's Pew Research study. And overall, adults under 30 and about 35% of adults from 30 to 45 regularly get their news sites from social media. This has changed how we interact with media as a society, now getting it directly along with our entertainment. This has also shifted the range of news. Range of news usually had to be for select channels. Now anybody can be, post their political opinions on the app and get some amount of play as a political pundit. It has changed accessibility to news, but it has also severely changed how we interact with it as entertainment. Overall, the attention economy has taken the lead in media as in the information-rich world. Originally, the news was short and informative at a select time of day, but it has evolved to all encompass us, to be with us at any point in the day. Mainly, this focus was we have to focus on not only how we get our news, but why we are getting our news and through what platform we are getting on our news, and why this matters. We can't be blinded by, even though we're getting our news from these very entertaining websites, we can't mix very substantive, real things with our entertainment. Anyways, thank you and have a good day.